Serving today's community. Preparing for tomorrow's opportunities. Here's what's in the works.
Seven Oaks Park was chosen for this project because the playground before here was the oldest one in all of the City of Kent's park system. Very, very close to the end of its useful life, and it no longer met current safety standards, so it was important that we replaced it. And this playground was originally installed like in the early 90s, so you can't get parts for it anymore. So when something would break, we'd have to just remove it from the playground, and you just kind of do your best to make it safe. We had known that this was pretty high on our list of neighborhood parks to renovate for a long time. The first step we took was we had a public meeting. At that public meeting, what we heard from the neighbors was that the park didn't really function. The playground wasn't big enough to hold kids' interests. What worked for the neighborhood 20 years ago isn't necessarily still the best park. The basketball court kind of attracted a different crowd. There wasn't enough area for families to come and use the park. So what we got from that conversation was that we wanted to do one thing really well here, and we wanted to make sure that one thing we did was you keep the neighbors coming back and make the park useful and an important gathering place for the community. So we took that feedback, and from there we did 2 alternate park designs. We posted those both on the internet. We sent out a mailer to the people in the Seven Oaks neighborhood, asked them to comment on that, and we ended up getting a really, really good response from the neighbors. Something like 4 to 5 times the number of responses that we would typically get at a public meeting. And we also got really thoughtful comments from everyone who commented, which sometimes in a public meeting, not everyone's voice will be heard. But everyone really took time to look at the plans and give really in-depth comments. So we took those comments and kind of combined what they liked about the 2 plans into one plan, and that's kind of what it went with. A lot of the smaller parks projects we try to do in-house because we don't have a lot of capital dollars these days. So we have the capacity to do it, so we designed it in-house, we built it in-house, and this is the best way that we can really reinvest in our park system. It used to just be a circle. We thought it would be fun to kind of play on the Seven Oaks name, and we kind of converted it into a giant acorn. And it also allowed us to use the majority of the original footprint for the playground, so it saved us a lot of money. And kind of added a little more of a fun element to the project. There's currently 1 oak in the park, so we're going to add 6 more oaks. So there will be 7 oaks at Seven Oaks Park. Just kind of make it a little more interesting, make it a little more fun for the neighbors. We didn't want it just to be about the kids who come to the park. We wanted to attract parents as well. You know, because time's limited in today's busy world, so we wanted to make sure that when parents came here, they had something to do and they were being productive too. So we extended the path all the way around the outside of the park so that the parents, as they're watching their kids play, they can walk loops, walk up and down the hill, get a little exercise for themselves while still having complete visibility of their kids. And then we are also adding a piece of adult exercise equipment up on the hill that overlooks the park that the parents can use while they're watching their kids. Just different ways that we can attract adults and make it worth their time as well. Trying to make a playground that'll keep kids' attention, that'll have enough different elements that'll keep kids coming back time and time again. I think some of the key components of that are the sand play, where kids can be creative and get their hands dirty. Some of the motion play elements. There's a couple spinners on the playground. There's some swings, things that we know kids love. We know kids will come back and use over and over and over. We'll have 3 picnic tables or so, some benches, a barbecue, so that there's more space for people. Before, there was only like a bench or 2. So, if there was one family occupying that bench, you didn't really necessarily have a spot for another family to come use the park. And then we're also gonna have a Supernova, which is a spinny piece of play equipment we just installed up at Turnkey Park, which is another one of our recent playground renovation projects that's really, really popular, that kids kind of have to work together to play on, and it teaches them balance, and their skill on it grows as time goes, so it keeps them coming back. We try to do 1 or 2 a year as we have time. We can't do too many of these projects because we have a lot of other things that need to get done in our park system. But it is important that parks like this get full makeovers. At a certain point, you can only band-aid something so much. At the end of the day, I think the result of this project is going to be extremely positive for the neighborhood. We were really excited to get this one done. It was something we've been trying to get done for years. We've done a ton of projects like this. It's very successful, and hopefully we'll keep doing them in the future.